All right, Facebook. Today we're going to do rank that root beer. Okay, coming to you from Lexington Park, Maryland, where we're working at up here, and I've got 9 different root beers that we're going to test today, and I'm going to try to rank them by the way they taste. That's about the only way I can rank this. So we've got some that you've heard of. There's a couple I haven't heard of. But I don't want everybody getting on to me that you didn't have this. I'm in Maryland, okay? I'm in Maryland. I'm not in the southeast somewhere where you're going to get some good root beer. So I'm doing the best I can, so just back off. All right. There's an update coming to you about the hurricane situation, because you know you can't have me going on Facebook without talking about weather with Cub, cooking with Cub. Now we're ranking root beer with Cub. So anyway, we got Hurricane Isaias coming. Yeah, that's not a southern word, I can tell you that right now. Okay, who named this one is my question. All right, but anyway, Isaias or whatever it's called, is Hurricane Isaias. Whatever you are, you're bearing down on us. You're off the coast of Florida right now, and you're headed to Lexington Park, Maryland, from what I hear. So, might be some weather with Cub coming up if it gets rough enough. So, anyway, let's get right into the ranking the root beer. Okay, I wrote some stuff down to give us a little bit of information about what we're using today. But I did have a couple that I did want to try, but because of the graphical area of where I'm at, they were not available. There's one called Stewart's Root Beer. It's out of Mansfield, Ohio. It's on a lot of searches I looked at. They were ranked always in the top 5, but the availability wasn't here. There's one called Goose Island Root Beer. It's out of Chicago, Illinois, and it wasn't available here. And there's Abita, I guess. It's out of Covington, Louisiana. Wasn't available here for me to use. So we'll start off with root beer. Kind of give you some information about root beer. I'm not a real big root beer drinker, and I don't know why I'm doing this, but I guess because of hurricanes, everybody throws a hurricane party, and some people like to get inebriated during hurricane parties, but we're keeping this G-rated. So that way your kids can participate in a hurricane party. We're doing root beer, all right? So that's why we're doing it. And a lot of people don't know that the way it's made, they use the root bark off of a sassafras tree, which is pretty weird. Thus the name root beer. It's typically exclusively non-alcoholic, but not limited to being non-alcoholic. And it's most of the time it's caffeine free, which I didn't know that. Actually, out of all of these, there's only one that does have caffeine in it, which I was surprised. And it's sweet and it's carbonated. So, boom, there you go. All right, I've been hearing what I'm going to do on these. Some of them I found in glass bottles, and I assumed that they're probably going to be better than plastic. But to get the best taste straight from the jug, I'm not pouring them into a glass. I'm going to drink it straight from the bottle, even if it's a 2-liter. We're going to do that because I want to get the best flavor. I don't want it to be like, well, it tastes like a plastic cup or whatever. We're going to rank this from best taste straight from the jug, basically. So, without further ado, we're going to start out with one that most of y'all said that was probably going to win. We're going to start off with A&W. Okay, so A&W, all I could find was in a 2-liter bottle. All right, A&W was founded in 1919. Okay, by Roy Allen. When Roy Allen partnered with Frank Wright in 1922, that's how they got the name A&W. Okay, Allen and Wright. So there's some useless information that you can share on about your root beer knowledge. is A&W was named after Roy Allen and Frank Wright in 1922 when they partnered together. It's manufactured by Keurig Dr. Pepper now. So, it's made by Dr. Pepper. It's also in the United States, it's produced by Dr. Pepper, but if you're Canadian, it's made by Coca-Cola. All right, there it is. All right, without further ado, we're going to take a taste of it, and I'm going to rank it 1 through 9. Okay, that's how this is going to work. So, pop the top. Like I said, I'm not a real big root beer drinker, so I don't know. Everybody seems to think A&W is going to win, so. Well, right now, it's pretty good. We're going to give him a number 1 ranking right now. He's in first place and he's in last place. A&W, okay? Also, another thing about A&W is you can pretty much find this on any store, and it's been around since 1919, so it's had to have been pretty good. So the next one we're going to go to is called Brownie Root Beer. Okay, this is Brownie Root Beer. Brownie was originally produced by the Atlas Beverage Company in Detroit, Michigan in 1929, founded by a Polish immigrant named Walter Tomaszewski. I'm sure I said that one right. So, Tomaszewski? Yeah, that's him. Anyway, let's try out some of. I've never tried this one before, so I'm kind of wondering. You ask, where did you find this at? Well, you go to Cracker Barrel, you find stuff, so that's where we found some of this stuff. That was Cracker Barrel. The rest of it was at Walmart and gas stations, which one of them I was really surprised that I had to go to a gas station, several stores and gas stations to actually find it, and I'll tell you about that later. So, Brownie Root Beer. Let's give this one a try. Ooh. Oh boy. I'm tasting something going on there, and I'm not sure if it's all root beer. Licorice comes to my mind when I taste that, and it's. I really want some water right now. We're going to put Browns right over here. I'm not saying he's in last place, but Browns is. Whoo, boy. Not highly recommended by me. So let's go to the next one's called Boiling Root Beer. There we go. All right. Yeah, I need to clean my palate after that. That's enough water because I'm gonna be drinking a lot of root beer. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom shortly. That was bad. All right. Let's see. Boiling Root Beer. This right here is, there's not much information about it that I could find. I just know it's made in New York City, so I can only assume what it's going to taste like. Okay, I'm thinking him and Brownie is hanging out a lot, but we'll give it a shot here. So that's pretty much all there is to talk about him. All right, Boylan's Bottling Company. They use cane sugar since 1891, guys. They gotta be decent. All right, here we go, down the hatch. Wow. That's it's not A&W, I can tell you that. It's not as bad as Brownie, but I feel as if I might have got a taste of NyQuil in that one. I think that I'm not going to be sick for a while after taking that. I'll probably go to sleep shortly because that is straight up tasting like NyQuil. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. I'm not a real big root beer drinker, but guys, whew, it's not as bad as brownies. Because brownies, I had to wash my mouth out after that. That was pretty bad. But you know, different people have a different palate. I think it tastes like I just kissed a horse that was headed north on the south end of it. That's bad. All right, let's move on because we're not going to be hanging out with that. Oh, that's terrible. All right, let's go with one of the big guns. A lot of people think. I've been hearing a lot about IBC root beer. Now we're getting back into familiar territory with me. It is owned by Keurig Dr. Pepper. It was founded in 1919 in St. Louis, Missouri. Whew. At least it ain't Yankee root beer, or as bad. I mean, it's Midwest. So far, the Yankees are really not doing very good. That is some nasty stuff. All right, here we go. IBC root beer. Down the hatch. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, that's what root beer is supposed to taste like. If I drink a lot of it, I can see me grabbing a 6-pack of this and taking another lady out. Having a good time. Ride some back roads, drink a little root beer. Anyway. Yeah, that's good stuff. Right now, let me go back to this one here because after drinking that, I kind of lost the taste of what good stuff tastes like. So. A&W. Let's see, IBC. IBC's better. It goes in the first place. A&W is pretty good, but I'm thinking if they would have put it in a glass bottle like this, I really do believe that there's something about that glass bottle that made the difference there. I can drink that. That is some good stuff. All right. Next one we're going to go to is Mug. Now, when I think of Mug, the only time that I ever drank it was probably Wright's Food Center had it on sale for 69 cents a 2 liter or something like that. And it's Pepsi's version of I wish I was A&W and I wish I was IBC root beer in my opinion. But we're here to taste it. We're going to see if it's as good. If we're playing on the same realm over here, or if we're in the middle. Mug was originally produced by the Belfast Beverage Company in San Francisco, California. Okay, that's where it was originated from. That was during the 1940s. A subsidiary of Pepsi Company, originally called Belfast Root Beer. So when Pepsi kind of took it over, it changed to Mug. And that's all I know. All right, let's give it a shot and see what she tastes like. I don't have a whole lot of high hopes for it, but we'll see. It's just whatever. It's not as good as IBC. It's not as good as A&W. It's definitely better than that, though. I would say this would be like your middle run of the mill root beer. You know, I'd drink it if it was on sale. That's about it. We're going to put it there. I'm not really, well, right now it's technically in third place. It could move though. All right. Barks. And I'm going to probably be told by everybody that I'm pronouncing it wrong. I've heard Barks, whatever. It looks like Barks to me. It's got a Q in it, so excuse me. Root beer will make you belch. This right here is made by the Coca-Cola Company, but I'll give you a little bit of. Barks has been around for a while. Okay, it was created by Edward Bark, and at beginning of the 20th century is all I can find. May tell a little more on the bottle. Since 1898, so that's when it was developed and is owned by the Bark family, but bottled by Coca-Cola Company. It was known as, and this is how I remember it, because it used to always say on the bottle, because I used to drink this when I was a kid. It used to always say famous root beer on it or something along that lines. It actually is what it actually used to say is Barg's famous old time root beer, and it used to say that on there until 2012, and then Coca-Cola kind of took that off there, and it's just Barg's now root beer. This is the only one, but not limited to, but it's one of the very few root beers produced that has caffeine in it. Pretty interesting. None of these others that we're testing today have caffeine in it, except for this one right here. So, anyway, without further ado, let's try it. Alrighty. It's pretty good. It's sweet, which all of them are sweet, but I don't know. IBC right now is killing it. It's killing it. I would say this is probably pretty close to A&W as the taste wise. Try this one more time, because I think that they're running neck and neck. A&W is just a hair better, just by a fraction. So it goes into third place. Mug's right there. Now, here comes one that I don't have a whole lot of high hopes for. I really had no intentions of testing this one, but when we done this, availability, okay, is part of it, and some of it is, you know, geographically, which we kind of had to go outside a little bit on some. There's some, like I said, that I did want to try before. You know, I did want to try the Stewart's and the Abita. I wanted to try those two for sure, but they're just not here. But here's one when you are broke and you need root beer. You take that trip down the Walmart aisle and they're sitting in the 60-cent range is the best root beer that money can buy.
It was 89 cents. It was 89 cents actually.
89 cents. Every one of these, even this one, all of these are a minimum $1.58. Okay? Believe it or not, you can buy a 2-liter cheaper than you can buy a bottle like these. Because these here were like $1.78 a piece or something like that. This one right here is the under $1. I'm being frugal. I'm broke. I ain't getting paid till Friday, and I need some root beer. So here we go. If this thing's better, I know 2 companies that need to go out of business if this is better than them. Okay, so all right, here we go. I think I know where they make Mug root beer at right now. I think it comes out of the same pot as this right here. Nothing special at all. There's nothing, it's just as bland as it can be. But it's still better than drinking NyQuil or licorice, okay? This right here is bad. And I just realized how bad Mug root beer is right now after this, because they taste almost the same. So I'm going to put it right next to Mug. Mug only is ahead because they have a better looking label, and that's it. Okay. Now, this next one is one that I hope it lives up to, because when I was a kid, I drank this, and I always thought it was good, and I hope it's still good, but I haven't drank it probably since I was 12 or 13 years old, because it just kind of went away. But it's Dad's root beer. Dad's was created in Chicago in 1937 by Eli Clapman. And Barney Burns is currently sold and marketed by Dad's Root Beer Company LLC and owned by Hedinger Brands LLC. So it's still made up in the Illinois area, from what I know. Doesn't really say when it was made. I remember this not being bad, but I think when I remember drinking this, you get it for like 25 cents. It was cheap, and maybe that's why I liked it, because it was cheap. This was back before they made Sam's Choice root beer, maybe, I don't know. But we're going to taste it out, see what it tastes like. I have high hopes, but I may be disappointed. It's been so long since I've drank it. So I'm going to try some Dad's root beer. So here we go. It's unique. It's a little different. It's good. It's good. It's definitely better than Mugs and this here, but I'm afraid it might be, I don't know, I think it's got to be like your preference thing to beat these two. It's just different, but it's good. Let's see if it separates itself from these. It's a hair sweeter than this. Believe it or not, Barks is pretty damn sweet. Barks or whatever. Try one more here. I'm kind of, the root beer is starting to kick in. It's bold, but that's what I'm doing right there. And that's probably a completely a preference thing. This could easily be here. These three right here could easily move around and something. But I think this one right here is so far ahead of everybody else. It's so far ahead. This goes way over here. Yeah. But because we don't have so much room on the table, I gotta do this. All right. Last one is called Sioux City, and this is the only one they were out of root beer, and I had to go with a sarsaparilla. And I looked up the difference, and there is one, but I can't remember. The root beer's done went to my head. There's a slight difference. I think it's sugar or something. I can't even remember. But sarsaparilla is probably going to have a different taste than normal root beer anyway. So this one may not be a fair assessment to put in amongst these others. But, hey, it's my video. I'll do what I want to, you know. So, some of y'all say, y'all don't know what sarsaparilla is. Well, we got it. We got sarsaparilla, right? But Sioux City does make a plain root beer. They just didn't have any. So, I was really disappointed when I read the background of Sioux City root beer. I'm sitting there thinking, we're rough and tough. We're in the Midwest. You know, right before you go into this bar fight, I'm gonna drink me some sarsaparilla, and it's gonna be guns blazing. Is what I'm thinking. And then when I read about Sioux City sarsaparilla, it was developed in 1987. Yeah, that was a shocker. Thought she was a little older than that. And it was never made in Sioux City, which I thought it was made in the Midwest. No. My disappointment just continues to fall down further and further the more I investigate into Sioux City sarsaparilla. Right? Instead, they're a flagship craft and beverage product made by White Rock Products Corporation, and its headquarters are in Whitestone, New York. So I have a feeling where this might be headed. You know, I'll support the South. Midwest is good to me. You get too far above that Mason-Dixon line, I'm sorry guys, it just ain't as good. But there's only one way to find out. So let's take some of this New York City sarsaparilla. Let's try it out here. I don't hate it. It's not bad, it's good. I think it's probably above that, barely. But I don't know if it's a fair assessment to call it because it's sarsaparilla and not drinking the actual root beer kind. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in between right there. That's where I think it belongs. This right here, use this to clean your toilet, alright? And if you run out of cleaner for your toilet, you can grab some of this right here and finish the job, alright? This right here is if you got 500 people to feed and they all demanding root beer and you can't afford this one down here, you buy a bunch of these right here, okay? But it's not good. And there'll be some left over after the party, so nobody's gonna take it home. New York City sarsaparilla is not exactly Sioux City, Iowa that I was expecting. But I don't hold the fact that it's New York from away from it. It's just, it's bland. I mean, it's middle of the run. It's not good, it's not bad. It's not, I don't hate it. Right? Mug, it is pretty bland. It really is. Let me try that. Let me give sarsaparilla a fair chance here. Nah, it still stays there. Alright. Barks is good. It's good. Alright. It's got caffeine. If you're pulling 712s, grab this. Alright. It's going to get you through. It's going to at least get you to lunch. You know, because of the caffeine in it. A&W is pretty good. Dad's it's good. But this one right here is the rock star, guys. When you're calling in the big boys, this is the one you get right here. So there's no doubt. I'm glad I got a 4-pack of that because that stuff is good. Hi. And that was, I know a lot of people was saying this one was going to be the best or this one, you know. And there was one person that said the Dad's was going to be first place. I did not put that into consideration whatsoever. When I opened the top on this one, I knew that one was first place when I drank it. It stood out that much better. This one here could move around a little bit, but that's where I put it because that's my take. I prefer it right there. This is good. Dad's root beer is good. A little sweeter, got a little bit of a hint of a different taste, but pretty bland. And then the downward spiral falls down. So, in conclusion, I don't know what to say. Besides, I'm jacked up on root beer sugar right now, and it's time to go to bed. And I'm going to be up going to the bathroom all night long. Anyway, to all my Facebook friends, thank y'all for watching. I'm going to try to start a YouTube channel where we're going to start doing some things like this, plus some hunting stuff, fishing stuff, maybe some crabbing stuff, just all kinds of fun stuff that we're doing while I'm up here working with the family and things like that. So anyway, with that being said, God bless, thank y'all, and have a nice afternoon. And drink all the root beer you want. If you want some, I've got some. I've got tons of root beer. Anybody wants this, they can come get it. Just drive them around. Bye.